Alright guys, I am back. I want to do another video, except this time I want to talk about the mindset shift that helped me build more muscle than any workout. Let's just get right into it. Section 1, the skinny guy frustration, aka the problem. Your situation, you're probably a skinny guy. You're probably spending a lot of the time grinding in the gym. You eat all your food, but you're probably not seeing any muscle growth. My experience, I know what that feels like. I know what that gnawing frustration is like. Before I was that guy, I've been through that. I've been skinny. I was skinny for a huge chunk of my life, and I always felt like people looked down on me and something was missing. My journey, I've been skinny. I've been overweight. I've been 200 pounds, and I've been 130 pounds, all at the same size, as in the same height. So 5'9", at 200 pounds, I was pretty fat. I'll have to pull up a picture later if I can. But I've also been just skin and bones. And, in between that time, I've built significant muscle and I've lost fat. And I've done that multiple times. In other words, I've been fat and I've been skinny multiple different times. So I've been able to go up and down pretty much as I please. Here's my expertise. I've been lifting for over 15 years. I have 10 years of intense personal research that I've done on my own. I've spent a ton of time coaching guys. I've coached and trained multiple guys in the weight room, all with successful results. And Section 2, let's go continue. The breakthrough, pretty much what is the promise and what's the plan. The promise is that I want to reveal the most overlooked secret to building muscle, which is a powerful mindset shift. For me, this helped me get way more gains than any specific workout or diet or exercise or any fad like that. Pretty much what you want to do is be able to unlock your mental breakthrough. On-screen text. Unlock your mental edge. There it is. There's the on-screen text if you want to read it. The plan. Basically, I'm going to go over the 3 critical mindset components. Consistency versus discipline. The identity trap, in other words, stop telling yourself you're skinny. I want to go through a support system, aka while trying to do this by yourself kind of sucks. The overall goal is that I want to show you why your current thinking is probably holding you back and how something like my program nurtures the unbreakable mindset that you actually need. If you're ready to implement something like this, you can check out my A to Z system, which includes mindset training, nutrition coaching. The link will be in the description below. You can find a free training there. You can schedule a strategy meeting with me to see how your current results are working. You can go over through my school community. You can talk about my comprehensive fitness program. It's literally specifically designed for young, 20s guys in high school, young guys like that who are natural, who are also skinny, who have had trouble building muscle as natural guys. So if you feel like that's you, hit me up, description below, and we can talk about it. Section 4, mindset key, the consistency conundrum. Quick subheading here. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. So what's the problem? The problem is that a lot of guys, including myself at one point, and even sometimes still, rely on just fleeting motivation. In other words, they get excited, they hit the gym really hard. They might be about it for a couple weeks, but they start to fall off after a few weeks when life either gets busy or they miss a day here, miss a day there, or, they just lack the discipline to keep going to the gym. So those guys, you might think you lack the discipline, but the truth is that you're just missing the correct system. So what's the shift? The shift is that discipline trumps motivation every single time. Motivation is fleeting. In other words, it's something that's consistently trying to get away from you, and there will come a time where you won't have any of it left. That's where discipline comes into play. Discipline is a habit that you build, and it's what's going to keep you going to the gym every single time you need to go. So how can you cultivate that discipline? It's easy. You create non-negotiable routines. You set clear, achievable mini goals. You need to have a plan for setbacks, aka how to recover and bounce back quickly. Showing up consistently, even when it sucks and you don't want to go, that's going to build your discipline like crazy. At the end of the day, this is probably the most important thing you can do if you want to build your discipline. Just keep showing up and it'll get easier and easier. Myself personally, I've struggled with motivation in the past. I'll have a month where I'm super good. I'll have a day that's super bad and they'll mess me up for a couple weeks. What was my breakthrough? My breakthrough was when I stopped waiting for discipline and I started building the correct systems around it that would facilitate it for me. My program includes a comprehensive discipline and motivation system and a time management framework to fit your workouts, your meals into any specific schedule. Mindset key number 2, or the identity trapped. Big problem for a lot of you skinny natural dudes, especially you young guys, is that you identify yourself as skinny or small, and that can happen from other people identifying you as skinny. My whole life, personally, the first half of my life, I was pretty skinny, and I had no size, so I was constantly getting made fun of. People knew I was skinny. They would call me skinny. They'd be like, you need to eat more. My grandma would try to stuff food down my mouth. And, after a while, it gets kind of old. Identifying as skinny or small is a subtle but devastating trap. Like me, I just explained, I used to identify as skinny from past experiences and comments. So, where does the shift come in? The shift comes from consciously reframing your identity. In other words, you're not a skinny guy. You are a muscle builder, a natural athlete, a disciplined individual. Or in other words, if you really want to call yourself a skinny guy, you have to reframe it so that you can say something like, I'm a skinny guy, but I'm transforming my body by eating correctly, being disciplined, going to the gym, hitting my calories, hitting my macros, following the systems, and that is going to lead me to be someone that I actually want to be. Not a skinny guy, a guy with actual muscle, a guy with actual confidence. What are other ways you can reframe this? Or what are other ways you can reframe your conscious from identifying yourself as a skinny or small guy? You need to actively challenge negative self-talk, visualize your success. So in other words, look in your mirror, imagine what you can look like in the future if you stay with your discipline and stay with your gym schedule. You need to celebrate small wins. So, you have a good workout, celebrate that. You hit all your calories for the day and your protein for the day, celebrate that. You have a big, nice filling meal, celebrate that. All these small wins add up. Recognize your past. Don't let it define your future. So what's the impact behind this? The impact is that this is going to empower you to push harder. It'll allow you to eat more intentionally, and it'll truly allow you to truly believe in your ability to transform. So what's my side of this? My side is that even after progress, at first I used to see myself as like this weak, skinny, scrawny kid, and that held me back. My physical progress, aka I was able to naturally put on huge amounts of muscle when I started to embody the identity of someone who could and would build muscle. In other words, I would go to the gym, I would be confident in myself even though I was skinny, and I would tell myself, I know what I'm doing here, I know the exercises I need to do, I know what needs to get done. I'm going to go in here, and everything I do in this gym, everything I do in this kitchen is going to lead me to the goals that I want to hit, which in your case and in my case was to put on muscle as like a natural skinny young guy. Mindset key number 3, aka the support system. This is basically why doing it yourself kind of sucks. And even I, did it myself for the first couple of years, and I realized it sucked. And once I got the right partners and I surrounded myself around the right community, everything changed. The problem, a lot of skinny guys navigate their muscle building journey in isolation. In other words, they try to do it themselves. They go to different websites, they watch YouTube videos, and it's all conflicting information. You might feel overwhelmed because you just watch a video about one topic and you watch the same topic from another guru, and it's like their information is completely different. You don't really know who to trust. This is just going to lead to confusion, demotivation, and eventually if you do enough of this, you're probably just going to quit. So what's the shift? The shift is that true, sustainable, natural growth thrives in a supportive environment. What does a supportive environment entail? This is what you need. You need direct, personalized support, not just random generic advice that applies to everybody. You need advice that applies to your situation, aka a young guy, skinny, probably busy, you don't have all the time in the world to go to the gym. You need diet advice. You need personalized advice and support that applies to you. Built-in accountability to stay on track, whether that be cheat sheets, progress logs, anything like that. You need a brotherhood of like-minded individuals who understand, celebrate, and push you without judgment. Ideally, you want to be surrounded by people who are in the same boat as you or are trying to achieve the same goals as you. Imagine the kind of support and accountability you could have for yourself if you were surrounded by like other skinny dudes who are all on their journey to like put it on muscle all at the same time. Just a quick shout out to my program if you're interested. My school community is a game changer. It's exclusive access to like-minded guys just like this. It's got built-in accountability in it, direct support from me, as someone who's done it before multiple times and who's helped other people done it multiple times. Continuous content updates, and it's a safe space to learn, grow, and share your progress. So, quick summary. You've learned the powerful mindset shifts that you probably need to apply to your own life. Discipline is better than motivation, and you need to forget your current skinny identity and learn to embrace that you are a person that is changing and you are not stuck in these ways. Your next step is, let's see. No, I don't want to go over that. This is just some extra stuff. That's basically the end of the video. If you're interested in that school community, like I mentioned, I'll throw the link in the description below. Feel free to hit me up. If you do hit me up, we could schedule a call. We could talk about your goals, your progress, that kind of thing. And, maybe my community is the right thing for you. So if you're a skinny dude, you're young, you're in your 20s, maybe you're still in high school, you got a busy job, you got a busy timeline, you don't want to spend every day in the gym, but you're having trouble putting on muscle, just hit me up. We can talk about it. Maybe I'm the right fit for you. So, nice. See ya.